Welcome to the exciting and new podcast. This is a mini, and I'm Jason.
I'm Andy.
I'm Dana.
And nobody else is here.
Can you pick your mic up? Can you? It's there, yeah, like that.
Yeah, you're like talking like
See,
down.
it still sounds the same. Is my mic maybe not on?
You sound very
fine.
distant.
But is that one better? I
Is
wonder.
this better? No. Right? It sounds like I'm just being picked up in your mic.
I hear you.
Yeah, I don't know. You sound.
Talk again.
Hello.
Hang on. Now talk.
Hello.
Now talk.
Hello.
Yeah, it sounds the exact same, right?
Yeah.
And that was on mute.
Switch over to that one.
Yeah, try the blue, big blue for a little bit. I'm wondering what's going on there.
Did it get unplugged, turned off?
I mean, it's plugged in here.
What's this button here? That's nothing.
Were people messing around in here? So yeah, sit in blue for a little bit. See how that works.
Let me do this only because I think those are the broken ones. Is blue already on?
I don't know the answer to that.
Hello.
That's
I hear you.
better.
Yeah.
Yeah. Darn it.
We'll fix that.
All right, you okay
We'll
sitting
get on
there?
it.
I guess. It's
Was
weird.
Well, I'm going to kick it off, I guess. The first thing I watched was Steve-O's The Bucket List Tour. He put out a comedy special, and it's just basically like 6 or 7 things that he did. He had filmed them, and then he had a crowd there. He talked, introduced each skit like that he did, and they get progressively like crazier and crazier and crazier.
Is he doing the skits?
He's
Is him
doing the stunts,
it?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
The last one was called Skyjack.
Oh, Jesus
And basically
Christ.
what he's doing is jacking off as he's jumping out of a plane with somebody strapped to his back.
Why? Who's this, Steve-O?
Steve-O, yeah.
Oh my
Why
God.
did he have to have someone strapped to his
Because I don't think he could do it. I don't think he had
he
the...
wasn't
Oh, he's
certified
doing
to
in
dive.
tandem
Yeah.
thing? Oh my God.
It used to be you could just like practice like for a day and then they let you jump out of a plane. Now you have to be strapped to somebody.
Yeah.
Then I watched the Thriller 40 documentary.
I saw that.
It's really good.
Yeah.
Did you see that one yet?
No, I didn't even
Do you
hear
like,
about it.
Do you like that's basically a little like, I think, was that about 90 minutes, was it, roughly, right?
But what is it? Is it the
It's
Michael
about the album
Jackson?
Thriller,
Oh,
yeah.
really?
Yep.
Okay, what's it on?
It's the 40th anniversary. I believe that was Max or...
Oh,
I feel I watched it in the Poconos a couple of weeks ago with my sister.
Max or it's on one of them.
Okay.
It's one of the major ones too. And the last thing I watched was a little movie called Blackberry on Hulu.
Okay.
And that's starring Glenn Howerton and Jay Baruchel.
And that's about the making of the
Making
BlackBerry.
of the Blackberry, yep. And how it just went like this, and then it just
Yeah.
I'll tell you, I had a BlackBerry
I
at its
did
height,
too.
and I loved that
I never
thing.
did. I went from the
click,
flip phone.
remember
Yeah, I loved
Yeah, I did too.
I
It
loved
was
the
really
actual
nice.
clicking of the keyboard. Oh yeah, that was nice.
I went from the Motorola flip phones
Yep.
to
I had one of those
the
too.
iPhone.
Yeah.
I had the Razor
Yeah.
there for a little
I had
while too.
the Razor.
I had the Razor for a while,
But
yeah.
I love
I
that.
like their. Yeah, the Razors were nice.
I love the Razors.
Yeah.
And the screen was like this.
It was. Yeah.
But the BlackBerry I thought was really good.
I
And
enjoyed the Blackberry a lot.
Like I
yeah.
think Michelle's sister just got rid of hers like last year. I didn't even know they still
Yeah.
gave you updates to make it.
Yeah, right.
But I was like, man, I get why you held on to it that long. I mean, I love the iPhone, but
Yeah.
the BlackBerry was
I
really
never
good
had
too.
anything. Tara had that one where you
Oh, the
flip the
sidekick?
screen up and then you could
That
type
was like
on
a
it, you flip the
sidekick or
screen
something.
down.
I
Yeah.
think. Yeah, I didn't have that
I thought
one.
those looked cool, but I already had the iPhone
They were
at that
too
point.
cool for me, though. I was like,
Yeah.
I can't handle it. That's
So
all I watched
Sarah,
outside of
Sarah had the phone that you unfold.
Oh, those
Oh,
look
Brian
cool.
had-
Brian had
folded one, too.
Brian had one that's like this size, and you fold it in half.
Yeah.
She had the one that
Oh, like that
folds
one?
out like it's
Oh.
like a big thing. And I saw her type it. I'm like, "Do you like that?" Because I could see the line down the middle. I'm like,
Yeah.
"What do you think?" And she was like, "I'm like,
See,
okay."
Brian's, you can't really see the
I
line.
know. I noticed the line on hers.
Is
I
it a
don't like
different?
that.
Are they both Samsungs
Don't
or
even know
different?
what it. I didn't
Oh,
even
okay.
ask her what it was. I saw it. And I was
Yeah.
like, oh.
I mean, it's a cool idea, but that line,
Yeah.
if there is a line in it, would drive me nuts.
It would be very distracting.
Yeah.
You can't do some stuff if you have that line.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
It'll
You can't
just
do-
bother, if I'm watching something, it'll bother me because I'll just be focusing on that.
Yeah.
I'm like, get out of there.
I watched American Fiction the other night.
Nice.
With Jeffrey Wright and
Yeah.
Sterling K. Brown
That's what I
and
added to your-
Diana Ross.
that's your Oscar list
daughter.
movies.
I forget her
Tracy
name.
Ellis Ross.
Yeah. And there's
She's
another.
in a lot lately.
Yeah, there's another woman who I should know her name, and I forget her name now. But very good. Very.
Yeah.
Did you see it?
I saw the first 20 minutes and then
okay.
it froze up and I never got back
I mean,
to it.
it's billed as a comedy, I mean, it's not really a comedy. It's not like
Is it like a dark comedy? Like,
it's just like a slice of life. It's just regular life, and some things are funny. Like, the premise is that Jeffrey Wright, who is black, can't sell any books. He's a writer. He's a professor, and some woman, a black woman, writes a book that is like, I mean, the title of the book is like, "We's Gonna Rise Up" or something like that. But she's like an obviously educated black woman, and she's just doing this to sell books. And so his publisher is like, "You should do that too." He's like, "I'm not going to fucking do that." He's like, "Why would I do that?" And then he does it as a joke. And of course, it makes him famous. And now he's like regretting that now he's got to discuss this stupid book that he wrote. And it's funny.
I was watching that on Netflix, and it froze 20. I was really enjoying it. 20, 30
Is that
minutes
when
in.
Netflix went down?
Yeah. And then, a couple days later, we went to go back to it, and Netflix...
You can't even get on the site.
It doesn't even exist.
Now?
You can Google it, and it just takes you to Netflix. Like, it's almost like you really have to try to get it to not make it go to Netflix.
I bet there's a ton of celebrities that are out there. Like Kevin Spacey right now is like, how do you wipe me totally off the internet?
Yeah.
I want to be wiped out.
I finally found a Reddit thread where it wasn't like, because all the results were just coming back at Netflix. And I finally found, I guess someone posted something and there were a ton of comments, and it looks like it was taken down. So I'm looking for that replacement.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That was a good one though too.
It really was.
Yeah.
I got at least 5 movies out of it, so.
I got a few out of it.
I was actually just talking to Connor today about like going back to movies, because it's been forever. Like I think since COVID, like Thor was the only one that we've seen in the theater, and he was talking about
No, you saw Barbie.
Oh, good call. I did see Barbie in the theater.
Yeah.
He was talking about the AMC pass or the Regal pass.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, all you got to do is see 2 movies a month in the theater, and it pays.
It does, yeah.
It more.
I think it's like $17 or $18 a month.
And he's like, you pay $13 to go to a movie nowadays. So if you go twice, you get making your money.
Yeah.
I was like, but I got to get her out of the house to go to a movie. She'd rather pirate it for free than pay $13 to see it in the theater.
I'd rather watch it at home. Now that, you have a bigger TV, a nicer TV,
but like,
you could watch it in your pajamas.
Pause, go to
You're
the
not spending
bathroom.
money on like, I need a drink. Not that I don't sneak things in,
yes. But like, one of the things I watched also since we last podcasted was Dune. I watched that again because I'm very excited about Dune 2. It's coming out this week, and I'm like, I got to watch Dune 2. I want to see Dune 2 in the theater.
Yeah.
And I know that's going to be an issue. Michelle's going to be like,
yeah. Did she like the first one?
She liked it a lot.
Yeah.
But
she's not going to want to go.
Yeah.
She's just not going to want to go.
Also, the first one came right to...
I thought
that was during the heart of COVID,
that's what I thought. I don't remember.
I had like a watch party here. I had like 10 people here to watch Dune here. Just like I did with the Batman, too. The Batman was one of those ones that came out during COVID.
The Warner Brothers, pretty much their whole...
everything that was on HBO. Right. Because Wonder Woman, 84. Oh, my God.
That's what kicked it off.
We watched that on Christmas Day.
I did, too. I was so mad.
What a fucking piece of shit
my
that
Christmas
movie was.
Day watching that.
I tried watching the first one. I didn't really care for it, so I never watched the next one.
Bunch of crap.
No, the first one's good. The second one is awful.
The second one is horrible. The first one was overrated.
Definitely. Just like Black Panther, I think, was overrated. For the same reason. Black guy, woman, superhero, this is amazing. Well, it's not amazing. It's very cool that they are getting their own movies, but it's not that good a movie.
I like Wonder Woman. I liked Black Panther, but
Black Panther is fine.
Yeah.
But it wasn't the best superhero movie that they were billing it as.
Oh, yeah. I mean, not for me anyway. I could see why other people might have loved it much more than me. But, the Eras Tour was the only one I had to see in the movie theater. Any other movie I went to was just because, there's nothing else to do.
About her dad. Her
Like
dad punched
Thanksgiving?
a photographer or something like that.
Like when you went to see Thanksgiving.
Oh, I saw Thanksgiving's on something. Thanksgiving
Netflix.
Is it on Netflix? Okay, yeah.
Thanks for bringing that back into my head.
I'm not sure if I...
It's going to be in every Thanksgiving movie for me.
I don't know if I should watch it now. Should I just wait till November? Or should I watch
you
it
can watch it now.
Yeah.
I was telling Connor there's a scene in that movie, and I won't ruin it for you, but it has to do with the pizza oven. And every so often that scene will pop in my head, and then I won't be able to not think about it for an hour, and it makes me want to and I hate it, and I haven't thought about it in like a week, and now you said it, so now I'm thinking about the pizza oven again. So thanks.
It's funny because I still think of that one scene from the trailer from the original Grindhouse one, from the Thanksgiving trailer. I'm just like, I can still picture that in my head. It's been forever since I've seen that trailer.
Yeah.
Good times. You got to watch Grindhouse.
No.
Grindhouse. Well, it's not. It's hard. It's not an easy watch.
Planet Terror and Death Proof. It's not that bad.
I can't.
I don't think the Quentin Tarantino part of it was that good.
I liked the story.
It was okay.
It wasn't the best of
stories.
stories.
It was too much talking.
Whatchamacallit is better, but he likes to do that. That's what he wants to write dialect.
I know.
Yeah. I watched in my Nicolas Cage watching all his movies this past week was Con Air.
Oh, nice.
One of my all-time favorites.
Every guy I say that to is like, yeah.
My God, Con Air's great.
I mean, it was I enjoyed seeing all the different guest stars that were in it. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Seeing Dave Chappelle in there, all that. I was not buying Nicolas Cage as an action hero.
Put the bunny back in the box.
Yeah, and with his Alabama accent.
Sometimes. His Alabama accent.
Yes, sometimes.
It went in and out.
And then, like, the hair and the muscles. I mean, I know there were his muscles. Obviously, he worked hard to get them. But I was like, no, that doesn't work for Nicolas Cage. He needs to be, like, tall and lanky and goofy. And he's just
and
not...
almost vampire-like.
Yeah. He's just not action hero. And there were times where I was like, oh my God.
I have nothing but high praise for Con Air. Like, that's a great
I
movie.
told Connie, said the same thing. He's like, oh, I love that movie. I watched it all the time when I was 13. I was like,
listen,
yes, you were 13.
I love it. And it's also one of those movies that's so easy to, like, pick apart.
Oh, yeah.
When you're trying to crash a plane, why would you choose the Vegas Strip instead of the entire desert that is around Las Vegas?
I know. So I watched that, and I watched two... documentary series. One was called Can I Tell You a Secret? On Netflix.
What's this?
It wasn't that great. A cyber stalking type of situation. The other one was called Lover, Stalker, Killer.
That sounds like the BTK binder, torture, kill. Binder.
It was really good. I enjoyed that one. That one was just one episode, hour and 20 minutes. But my favorite part is they had the guy who was telling the story, who was about... He did some of the reenactments, which I thought was
my God, really?
That's weird.
Like was he the stalker?
No, he was the victim.
Oh.
And
no, you came over to more of my shoulder. Like.
He was like, there was one scene where he was, walking, he was looking for a building in the middle of like an apartment complex, and he was walking down the road. So they had him like walking down the road and looking around. I'm like, oh my God, this is great. But it actually was really good. And the guy, I really like the guy. Like he was good in it.
Yeah.
So I recommend that one. I don't recommend Can I Tell You a Secret that much. It was kind of...
We'll stay off that one.
Blah. Yeah. But other than that, I've been listening to some audiobooks. Red Rising. Are you reading that?
I read Red Rising.
You did? Okay.
I read it all. I'm on Golden Sun now.
Okay. I have about 5 hours left in my audiobook on that one, so I like it.
Did Connor and Gabe
Well, Connor did, yeah.
Okay, Gabe's also a big Red Rising fan,
yeah.
That's the guy who they went to Oklahoma just to go to the book signing.
It
was a convention.
Right. Yeah.
They all went down to D.C. with Brady, Gabe, Connor, Carrie. They all went down to D.C. to the book signing for the guy.
Yeah.
And then Pierce
They went to
Brown.
Colorado.
And then Carrie and Connor flew to Colorado, drove to Oklahoma because they couldn't get a direct flight for some kind of Red Rising convention, and then met him there.
Okay.
It's funny because I borrowed his book to read it.
Yeah.
And I was like, I finished. I got to give it back to you. He's like, I have like 10 copies. You can keep it. I'm like,
my gosh.
What? I gave it back to him anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm reading Golden Sun right now.
Okay. I'm listening to the audiobook, which is a lot easier for me because honestly, in the beginning it was a little boring. So I feel like if I was reading it, then I might have been falling asleep or putting it down. But like I'm listening to it at night while I'm doing other things. So it's like, okay.
Yeah.
But
I
now
have a real
it's starting
hard
to pick
time
up.
with fiction audiobooks.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
I feel that's the kind of thing like you have to pay attention to.
Yeah.
And if I'm doing the dishes or working, all of a sudden 10 minutes go by and I'm like, oh shit, like what the hell's going on here? But
There's
like
some
a
things I
nonfiction,
know, like I have
when
to
it's
hit pause
history.
for.
Like
Yeah.
I wouldn't listen to a book on like that, like while I'm working because obviously you got
you
focus
can
on
zone
that.
out
The
and-
music I can have on, or even if it's like people talking in the background, I can have on. That's
Sometimes
fine.
with music, I have to hit pause. If I'm trying to write an email that requires like thought, I have to absolutely turn music off.
Especially if you're in a song that's like really getting to you. Like, either way, it could be emotional in like a good way or a bad way. But you're like, I can't have anything on right now.
I'll tell you this much: Red Rising, like when it ended, and Gabe and Connor were both like, "Was the best book ever?" And I was like, "I got to tell you guys, I'm like, it was okay."
Yeah.
It wasn't bad. It was okay.
Yeah.
You
And they
broke
were
their
like,
hearts,
and they were
dude.
like, no, but it gets so much better. I'm like, I hate it gets so much better.
Yeah.
Make the first one good.
Yeah.
So I can enjoy the rest of it.
Yeah. So far, it's been a
But
lot of.
I'm like halfway through Golden Sun.
Okay.
And it is so much. It's like
Okay,
It's like
good.
like I feel like
It is so much better.
it is so much. I feel like Red Rising was like YA, and this is like adult. Like this is
okay.
made for like big up people, grown up people.
Big people. This
Yeah.
is tall.
Yeah.
I'm this many.
If you're 7 feet tall or bigger, you'll
Yeah.
love this one. But I feel this one's made for adults now. There's a lot of adult intrigue
I did
now.
see that a lot of people say this first book isn't their favorite, and then they love the rest. But I guess after you've read the rest and you love them, then you think differently about the first book.
Well, that's
You
very
know?
because the Dark Tower series, Stephen King, like the
Yeah.
Gunslingers, the first book, it's not that good a book.
Yeah.
But once you're
It gets better.
Once you're 5 books in and you're like, this is
Yeah.
the best thing I've ever read, you're like, if someone shot on the Gunslinger, I'm like, you don't know.
Yeah,
you don't
exactly.
even know. Like, you don't know.
yeah. Well, then I'm looking forward to that next one. Then I'll have to download that.
Does anybody care about my music over the last 2
Not
months? 2
really,
weeks? Yeah.
right?
Is
the
there
only
anything
thing-
really good?
Nah, I mean, like, obviously, I had Faith No
That was
More,
the only
Love
good one,
It,
yeah.
George
Oh, okay.
Michael, Sex Pistols, Talking Heads, ZZ Top, Jeff Beck.
We'll get back on that as a regular thing.
Ministry the other day. But I'll tell you this.
Ministry.
The
That's
other
a good
day,
one,
I
yeah.
got the artist Pulp with Different Class.
They're British, right?
They're like
Oh, that
Britpop.
sounds
They're like
familiar.
Oasis or one
Yeah.
of those kinds of bands. Like, I had no idea who they were. I listened to the album. Great album. I was like,
Yeah.
I'll listen to this album again. And the worst one of the week or the last 2 weeks was I got Loretta Lynn. Like, who fucking cares? Like, yeah, I'm
Can't turn
just
off country.
yeah. Well, it's so funny because Michelle wanted to do this too, but there's options. You can turn off things. I'm like, well, then just listen to the albums you want to listen to. She's like, I want to. I'm
Yeah.
like, you already have.
But she
the
wants to
albums
be
you wanna
told
listen
which one to listen to.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I was like, if you turn off stuff that you don't want to listen to, then it's not that fun. I got the Carpenters, Close to You.
I would listen
was
to that.
fun. Yeah,
I
no,
like
that was-
that, yeah.
I gave that a 4. That's a good album. The one that was just a mind-blowing MC Solar, I guess, SOLAAR.
Okay.
AAR.
Yeah,
huh?
well,
I
there's a
never heard
reason
that.
why it's AAR because his album title is something French that I couldn't even begin to pronounce. So he's a French rapper, and it was weird because I listened to the album because I have
And it was
dedicated myself. It was not good.
The music
Because
wasn't even good? Like-
the music was. I'm like, if this was in English, I'm sure I would like 2 points higher. I gave it a 2. But it was probably a 4 if I
If
could
he had
understand
it,
what he was
yeah.
actually saying. And today, for the first time ever, so I don't know what's going on here. I got Joanna Newsom, YS. Do you know who this is, Joanna Newsom?
No.
It's not available on Spotify, so I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do
Oh.
with her
Did
album
you YouTube
here.
it?
I didn't try that hard. 'Cause
Yeah.
I was like, this might be one I can just skip because
Yeah,
I
never
her,
heard that name.
I read her
No.
review and I was like, nah, it's not my kind of music.
You know what name I have heard though? I heard of Spreaker. That's where you can download, rate, subscribe, review, do all those fun things.
Spreaker has
the exciting
all
and
sorts
new
of updates
podcast.
on their
That's where we are.
website the other day. I went there the other day. I'm like, oh my god, what happened? But I
The
figured it out.
Jazoo over there on Instagram, Jazoo74 on Twitter. This has been the exciting and new mini podcast. I'm Jason.
AEGonzo1 on Twitter, AEGonzo1970 on Instagram. We haven't been on for 2 weeks. No one has reached out to me saying, where are you guys?
Nobody
Andy.
cares. Dana Caps on TikTok and Twitter. Dana Caps 77 on Instagram. I'm Dana.
Bent, 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 bent. Blood Simple coming up.
Oh, yeah. Real quick one.